Hello beautiful people of the internet. Today I want to talk about the best controller settings on Apex Legends. So basically, I have been changing my settings the whole of Season 6, and I think I have found the best controller settings. So this video is not going to really be based around gameplay, video, or audio, so I'm just going to quickly go through all three of them. My gameplay settings, the interrupt prop style, I use compact. Because I just like seeing less stuff when I'm trying to, like, if I see a mag on the floor, I'm going to know that's a mag. I don't need to know that it's a mag. So, my opinion, compact is better. If you're new at the game, probably default, just for a bit, then you should change it to compact. Button hints. Personal preference. If you like seeing what button you have to press to change your gun, anything like that, just put it on. But I prefer just having less stuff on my screen, so I have it on off. Crosshair damage feedback. Personal preference. Most gameplay stuff is personal preference. Practically all of it. Damage numbers. If you don't want damage numbers, don't have damage numbers. But I think both is good. Because stacking, floating, both of them, I think they're good. Ping capacity. Default. Oh, definitely default. So you can actually see the pings. Because if it's on faded, you might not be able to see them. Especially if you have colorblind mode on. Because sometimes it's hard to see the brown and the white, and the yellow when your teammates are pinging. So, I would have that on default. Just have this on. I'm sorry, but I have no idea how to even pronounce that. Just have this on. Minimap rotation, off. Off. Weapon auto recycle on empty. Just have this on. Off. Just have this off. Because you know your gun's going to be empty. You don't want the game automatically doing it for you. Because if you know you're going to press your swap button, and then if the game has already done it, you'll swap back to that weapon if you want to go to your secondary. So basically what happens is that you will swap weapon twice if you have this on. So have this off. This should be off. Auto sprint. Personal preference. I had it on for a bit, but I don't like it. I have it off. Double tap to sprint. Personal preference. If you want it off, on, whatever, have it off. Incoming damage feedback. I have this on 3D. I think 3D is just better and stuff, so yeah. Taking damage closes death box menu off. Because if you're trying to shield swap and then you get shot, you will just go out of the box and not be able to shield swap. I didn't use this until probably like level 200. And I probably could have won some more gunfights if I just had this off. Sorry about the notification if you heard that. This should be off, no matter what. Hop up, pop up. This is, if you're new to the game, have this on. But if you know what all the hop ups do, like select, fire, a turbocharger, a skull piercer, anything, have this off. Off. Streamer mode. If you want it on, have it on. Anonymous mode, this is if you're a big YouTuber or streamer or anything and you just want this off, have it off. User sharing, this don't really do anything. Nah, this also don't really do anything either. Crossplay, you can't even turn that off. I don't know. Colorblind mode. In my opinion, Tritanopia is good. Because I kind of struggle to see the red iron sight. But with Tritanopia, your iron sight is yellow. And you can see a bit better. So, in my opinion, Tritanopia is a lot better than default. But if you like having your red iron sight, use the red iron sight. Subtitles. I'm sorry, but who plays with subtitles? Just have these off. Normal. Enable accessory chat features. Just have this off. Convert incoming voice to chat text. This is personal preference. This one's really just personal preference. So, the one thing you're probably here for, control settings. Most important thing, in my opinion, is button layout, button puncher. The reason button puncher is so good is because if you have default, you can't really crouch, spam. You can't really crouch spam and aim and strafe at the same time. because you're going to have to be taking your finger off your look around trigger so you can crouch. But with button puncher, this is what I use. Everyone uses this really, all pro players and stuff, if they use controller. It's so you can crouch spam and aim and strafe, everything at the same time. But if you do have paddles, it's not really a problem. I don't have paddles because I haven't bought a controller like that. So basically what I'm saying, button puncher is just the best. When I started using button puncher, it was a bit weird. It was weird getting used to it. But I've now played it for maybe 300 levels now, using button puncher, and it's just so much better. Like, there's so many situations where I would have lost if I wasn't using button puncher. So, the next thing, stick layout. Nah, just default. It's all personal. This is personal preference, right here. This is really personal preference. Interactive reload button. You want to have this on tap. It's really just... Again, it is kind of personal preference. Because if you have it on hold to reload, it will take longer to reload. But you'll be able to reload at doors and stuff better. Or you could have it tap to reload and hold to open doors. But I just use tap to use and reload. Crouch button, 100% toggle. Because if you have it on hold and you're going down a hill, it's already hard enough to aim while going down a hill. But if you have it on hold, you're going to have to be holding your stick down and aiming at the same time. And that's not going to be easy. If you are really good at the game, you could possibly use hold. But in my opinion, toggle's just the best. Aim button. Again, hold in my opinion is better. Well, no. Aim is really personal preference. Because if you like to toggle it, you like to toggle it, and that's what you use. So again, this is personal preference, aim button. Trigger dead zone. This is originally on default. None. You don't want any at all, unless you have sticky buttons or something. You do not want this on default. You want this on none. Because with default, you have to basically put your trigger down just to aim in. But on none, you barely even have to put your trigger down and it aims in. Because if you aim in less time, for example, you have it on default, it takes you 700 milliseconds to aim in. Someone on none takes from 500 milliseconds. But the thing is, who's going to win a medium range fight? You, that takes longer to aim in, or the person that takes less time to aim in? Probably the person with none. So this should be on none. Menu cursor speed. Personal preference again. I like having it there we go. Just about there. On the second tick. The end of the default. Come on game, there we go. End of the default on trigger dead zones. Personal preference again. Right. So this is quite important in my opinion. Look sensitivity. Again, personal preference. You could like it on 4 being a little slower. You could like it on 6 being good. You could even like it on 8. I like mine on 6 because it's not really fast. It's just good in my opinion. But this is personal preference. This one. In my opinion, look sensitivity ADS. This is meant to be 4. This should be 4. 3, 4, or 5 in my opinion. Anything past that is way too much. Because you don't need a high sensitivity to be good. You could have a 2 sensitivity and be better than someone with 8. My opinion, 4 is just the perfect spot. Per optic settings. This, again, is kind of personal preference. But in my opinion, you should be using a higher sensitivity at the longer ranged sights. Because if you are really slow and moving across the screen with a sniper, you will not be able to hit them very well. But if you've got a high sensitivity, it's not even much of a difference than a 2x or a 3x or a 4x. I've got mine on 5, the long range scopes, but the rest of these are on 4, sorry. Response curve. This is weird. Response curve is really weird. I don't really get response curve if I'm being honest, but in my opinion, I think it's linear. Yeah, linear or classic. Those are the ones I think are the best. Right, look dead zone. Right, I'm going to talk about these two at the same time. If you have a stick drift in your right trigger, you will want this to have a little bit of dead zone. But if you have none at all, zero, none, you don't want any. Again with movement, if you've got a little bit of drift, I actually don't have any drift, so I need to actually put that on small. Put it on small. Basically, it's just, if you move, like, I'm barely even moving my trigger right now and it's moving. That's what these basically are. If you have this on none, if you have a a drift in your right stick, you'll be looking to the right, the left, up or down, whichever way you have a drift. And that's just not good. Inverted lock. I don't know how people play with inverted. I cannot even stand using inverted. I don't get how people use inverted and stuff. But if you want to use inverted, personal preference again, use inverted. But I don't. Vibrations. I think vibrations doesn't really do anything to gameplay, but I think it's better having it on because you feel your controller vibrating, and that's when you're shooting. And in my opinion, that's good because it's hard to explain, but I just think vibrations is better to have on than off. So that's the end of this video. Sorry if it didn't help at all, and thank you for watching if you do reach this point. I really do appreciate it. I will be uploading a lot more Apex Legends than what I do soon. So if you want to see those, subscribe, like if you enjoyed, if it helped. So have a nice day and thank you for watching.